Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about some of the most in-demand software engineer roles and what they entail. This video is primarily for those who are new to the industry and are interested to know what the roles are about. So without further ado, let's start with the first role, the front-end engineer. Front-end developers work in tandem with UI and UX designers to bring their designs to life. They've built everything you see in a website and allow users to interact with the web interface. They are responsible for building the objects that you see on your page and the effects that you've become so used to. They also work on optimizing user experiences by ensuring pages load as quickly as possible and that websites are responsive on all devices, including mobile devices. Front-end developers use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to build everything that you see on a website. We've spoken about mobile responsiveness, but what about mobile applications? This is where the mobile app developers come in. Mobile app developers are very much like front-end developers in that they also work with UI and UX designers. They are responsible for building the visual aspects of a mobile application. Some of the languages that mobile app developers use include Swift, React Native, which is a JavaScript framework, and Kotlin. But if it's the job of the front-end developer and the mobile app developer to build the display of a website and the mobile app respectively, where does all the information they're getting come from? This is where the unsung heroes come in, the back-end engineers. Back-end engineers are responsible for so many things that the user will never see. It's why I call them unsung heroes. Some of the things they're responsible for include collating and organizing data so that the front end has easy access to it, also known as API design. Writing high-quality code, writing tests, and assessing applications and seeing how efficient they are. The scope of what back-end engineers have to deal with tends to be underestimated by people new to the industry. Not only does the backend have to deal with storing information or encrypting data, it also has to deal with authorization and authentication, which in a nutshell has got to do with when you log in onto your website, what type of access do you have depending on your credentials. All of that is possible simply because all that information is stored in a database which the front end interacts with, which is why you're able to see that information. This includes information such as your watch history, your subscription, your liked videos, and the list can go on. And all of that is specific to the user that's logged on. The importance of backend engineers cannot be overstated. Some of the languages they use include Ruby, C#, PHP, and Java. You may have also heard of the role full stack developer. And full stack developers, as the name entails, they deal with both the front end and back end. But even then, depending on which company or what their role is, they usually lean to one side or the other. So now you know how YouTube knows who you subscribe to or what you've recently watched. But how does it know what videos to recommend to you? This is where machine learning engineers come in. Machine learning engineers are responsible for researching, designing, and building self-learning artificial intelligence systems to automate predictive models. In short, they're very, very smart people. And with our case, machine learning engineers build algorithms to predict what videos we are most likely to watch depending on our watch history and display that on our recommended page. Machine learning is highly coveted and adds a lot of value to our business. Some of the languages machine learning engineers use include Python, Java, C++, and even JavaScript. As a business, YouTube wants its users to stay on their website for as long as possible, and machine learning plays a huge role towards that. However, how does it ensure that it's scalable and that millions of users are able to use it all at the same time? In come one of the hottest jobs in the market, DevOps engineers. When I first looked at pivot into tech, I had no idea what DevOps were, and the DevOps engineer role just seemed so mysterious to me. But rest assured, DevOps engineers play a huge role in the deployment of code. DevOps engineers ensure that code is pushed into production and that applications are deployed. They allow an organization to constantly produce applications and services at a high velocity. DevOps engineers work throughout the entire life cycle of an application, starting from development and testing all the way up to implementation and deployment. Some of their responsibilities include automated and constant deployment of code, automation of testing, and looking after the servers and clusters. The infrastructure that DevOps engineers build allows for millions of users to be able to use YouTube concurrently. Some of the languages that DevOps engineers use include Golang, Bash, and Python, and some of the famous systems they use include Kubernetes and Docker. So there you have it, a very brief overview of some software engineer roles. This is by no means an exhaustive list, just some of the roles that I'm aware of. If this video helped you, why not give it a thumbs up? And if it's your first time here, why not consider subscribing? This is Code with Mohammed, and I'll see you guys next time inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.